Is Big Hit panicking? Pre-sale chaos sparks fears of a Jungkook-centered BTS stage as Arirang. Ticket frenzy rewrites the rules of K-pop power. Is this really just another BTS comeback? Or are we witnessing the quiet beginning of a power shift that even Big Hit music did not fully anticipate? When tickets for BTS World Tour, Arirang, Ingoing disappeared entirely during ARMY-only pre-sale, long before the general public even had a chance to click refresh, the celebration quickly turned into something else. Excitement morphed into suspicion, pride blended with anxiety, and one question began echoing across timelines, group chats, and fan forums around the world. What does this level of demand actually mean for the structure of the concert itself, and more dangerously, for the balance inside BTS? From Seoul to Munich, from Paris to Jakarta, the same narrative is unfolding with startling intensity. Sold out is no longer shocking for BTS. That word has followed them for years. What shocked fans this time was the violence of the sellout, the speed, the numbers, and the patterns hidden inside the data. 3 nights at Goyang Sports Complex main stadium, scheduled for April 9th, 11, and 12, 2026, gone entirely in pre-sale. Not minutes, not hours.
Gone.
Big Hit Music confirmed on January 23rd that there would be no tickets left for general sales. The implication was clear and brutal. If you were not ARMY membership, you were already locked out of history. But instead of calming the fandom, that announcement ignited a second wave, one far more volatile than celebration. Fans began asking why the demand felt different this time. Why did queues explode beyond previous records? Why did social media chatter, especially in Western markets, keep circling back to one name with alarming consistency? And why, in city after city, were non-K-pop listeners admitting openly that they were lining up not because of BTS as a group, but because of Jungkook? Is Big Hit panicking behind closed doors, staring at internal analytics that tell a story too big to ignore? The Goyang presale was supposed to be symbolic. It was meant to mark BTS's return as a complete group after military service, framed through the deeply national and emotional concept of Arirang. Inspired by Korea's most iconic folk song, a symbol of unity, endurance, and collective identity. The message was clear. BTS is back together, as 7, rooted in heritage, moving forward as one. Yet the market response seemed to tell a more complicated story, one where unity coexists with a gravitational pull so strong it threatens to bend the stage itself. Within hours of the pre-sale sellout announcement, speculation began spreading that Big Hit might be forced to adjust the concert structure. Not officially, not publicly, but strategically. The most persistent theory, now impossible to ignore, suggests that Jungkook may receive a longer solo segment during the tour, potentially even a mini setlist embedded within the BTS concert itself. To some fans, this sounds logical, even inevitable. To others, it feels like the beginning of imbalance. Why Jungkook? Why now? The answer many fans point to is brutally simple: demand. Ticket data does not lie, and Big Hit is a company built on data-driven decisions. When pre-sales vanish instantly, when waiting rooms crash, when queues stretch into 6 and 7 digits, someone inside the building is asking which variables matter most. And across platforms, across continents, across languages, Jungkook's name keeps surfacing as the common denominator. The debate intensified dramatically after reports from Munich confirmed that more than 1 million people queued during pre-sale for BTS's Arirang shows at Allianz Arena in July 2026. Ticketmaster data revealed a peak queue of over 1,036,000 users, a number so large it almost defies comprehension. Fans didn't just react with awe. They reacted with theories. Did is this still BTS? Or is this the Golden Magne effect in its purest form? European armies, especially in Germany, France, and the UK, began sharing anecdotes that fueled the fire. Friends who had never streamed a BTS album before were suddenly desperate for tickets. Co-workers who once dismissed K-pop were asking about seating sections. And when asked why, the answer was unsettlingly consistent: Jungkook, not BTS. Jungkook. Social media exploded with a provocative phrase that refuses to die. Arirang is not a BTS tour. It's the Golden Magne era. That sentence alone encapsulates the emotional fault line running through the fandom right now. On one side are fans who see Jungkook's global pull as a triumph for BTS, proof that a member raised within the group has become a once-in-a-generation star capable of drawing millions. On the other side are fans who worry that such narratives erase the group's identity, reducing BTS to a brand name attached to a single market driver. Big Hit, officially, has said nothing. No statements about solo segments.
No confirmations. No denials.
And that silence is precisely what makes the speculation louder. Industry insiders, speaking anonymously in Korean entertainment circles, suggest that agencies rarely ignore demand signals of this magnitude. When a particular member consistently correlates with spikes in engagement, ticket traffic, and resale inflation, adjustments are often made quietly. Not announced, not marketed, just implemented. A longer center time here, an extended solo stage there, a subtle reshaping of the emotional arc of the concert. Is it possible that BTS's Arirang tour, designed as a celebration of reunion and unity, may also become the most Jungkook-centered tour the group has ever staged? The numbers give fuel to that fear. By end Munich, London, Toronto, Tampa, Chicago, and East Rutherford, pre-sales collapsed under pressure. In East Rutherford alone, tickets sold out within the first hour, with queues reaching over 60,000. In London, both concert dates vanished during pre-sale. Toronto followed the same pattern. And while BTS has always sold well, fans noticed something unsettling in resale markets. Prices for sections rumored to have better views of Jungkook's stages skyrocketed faster than others, sometimes reaching over $6,000 on platforms like Vivid Seats. Coincidence or confirmation? Meanwhile, online discourse grew more emotional. Hashtags celebrating BTS trended alongside hashtags questioning fairness. Some fans expressed fear that other members might be overshadowed. Others accused Western media of deliberately framing the tour as a Jungkook phenomenon rather than a BTS reunion. A few went further, suggesting that Big Hit's silence was a strategic choice, allowing speculation to drive hype while avoiding accountability. Is this smart marketing, or is it a dangerous game with the fandom's emotional balance? The irony is impossible to miss. BTS built its legacy on unity, equality, and the idea that 7 different colors form one spectrum. Yet the global market, especially outside Asia, increasingly craves singular icons. Jungkook, with his crossover appeal, fluent English, pop sensibility, and post-Golden solo success, fits perfectly into Western pop frameworks. He is digestible, marketable, and instantly recognizable, even to audiences unfamiliar with K-pop. Fans in Europe openly admit this. Viral posts from armies in Germany and France describe friends attending for Jungkook, not for BTS. That distinction, subtle as it may seem, is explosive. Does Big Hit embrace this reality, or fight it? If they embrace it, adjustments make sense. A longer Jungkook solo stage could satisfy market demand, amplify viral moments, and justify ticket prices that have already soared. It could also cement Jungkook's status as a global pop juggernaut, a face that draws crowds at a scale few artists in history can match. But if they do, what happens to the others? This is where fear enters the conversation. BTS fans are not casual consumers. They are emotionally invested in narratives of fairness, brotherhood, and shared spotlight. Even the perception of imbalance can trigger backlash. Fans worry that longer Jungkook segments could create resentment, both within the fandom and unfairly toward Jungkook himself, who has never publicly sought dominance over the group. Big Hit prepared for that fallout. The timing makes everything more sensitive. Arirang is not just a tour. It is the first full group world tour after military hiatus. Expectations are monumental. Every detail will be scrutinized. Every second on stage will be counted. And every deviation from perceived equality will be magnified. At the same time, Big Hit is a business operating in a hyper-competitive global market. The album Arirang is scheduled for release on March 20th, 2026, just weeks before the Goyang concerts. The tour is meant to relaunch BTS at full power, not just emotionally, but commercially. If internal data suggests that Jungkook drives a disproportionate share of ticket demand, can the company really afford to ignore that? This is the paradox at the heart of the panic narrative. Fans imagine executives staring at dashboards filled with terrifying numbers. Pre-sale sellouts, queue records shattered, Western markets exploding. And somewhere in those numbers, Jungkook's name glowing brighter than the rest. Is it panic? Or is it calculation? Some fans argue that Big Hit has faced this moment before. During previous tours, individual members have had standout moments, viral stages, and solo performances without destroying the group dynamic. Others counter that this time is different because the scale is different. 1 million people in a queue is not normal. It is not even standard BTS success. It is something else entirely. The phrase golden magne effect is no longer a joke. It is becoming a framework through which fans interpret reality. One figure, capable of pulling in non-fans, casual listeners, and even skeptics, creating a demand surge that reshapes the entire ecosystem around him. And yet, the story refuses to settle into a simple narrative, because alongside the fear and speculation, there is pride. Pride that BTS, even after years of global domination and a mandatory hiatus, can return and immediately overwhelm systems designed for the biggest artists on Earth. Pride that one of their own has grown so powerful without leaving the group behind. Pride that ARMY, despite internal debates, still moves as a global force capable of shutting down ticketing platforms in minutes. What happens next? General sales are scheduled in some regions, though many already believe they will be symbolic at best. Fans brace for ticket war, fully expecting disappointment. Others hold on to hope for additional dates, expanded venues, or live streaming options for international fans who have been locked out. And Big Hit. Big Hit remains silent, an denial of Jungkook-centric adjustments. No reassurance about equal stage time. No clarification of concert structure. Just announcements, confirmations of sold-out dates, and the steady march toward April. Silence. In this context, feels loud because nothing will change, and fans are reading too much into numbers? Or is it because something is changing, and Big Hit knows that any statement now would only inflame the debate? As the countdown to Arirang continues, one thing is undeniable. This tour is already rewriting records before a single note is played. It is forcing uncomfortable conversations about fame, balance, and market power inside the most influential group of the 21st century. And at the center of it all stands Jungkook, the golden magne, adored, scrutinized, celebrated, and questioned in equal measure. Is Big Hit panicking? Or are they simply adapting to a reality where BTS's unity must coexist with a star powerful enough to bend the spotlight toward himself? The stage lights haven't even turned on yet, and the drama has already begun. The tension only deepens as the Arirang tour narrative continues to unfold, because beneath the surface of ticket numbers and viral queues lies a far more emotional question that fans are almost afraid to say out loud. Can BTS return as 7 without the world insisting on choosing one? In the days following the Goyang pre-sale shock, online behavior shifted noticeably. Fan communities that usually focus on streaming goals and outfit predictions began dissecting screenshots of ticket queues, comparing timestamps, analyzing resale price spikes minute by minute. The conversation was no longer just about getting in. It was about why so many people were trying to get in and who they were coming for. In South Korea, the tone was cautious. Korean media emphasized BTS's historic return, the symbolism of Arirang, and the emotional weight of a full group comeback after military service. But overseas, particularly in Western media and fan discourse, headlines subtly changed direction. Articles and viral posts increasingly highlighted Jungkook's global appeal, his post-solo momentum, and his role as a gateway artist for non-K-pop audiences. That difference matters, because Big Hit music does not operate in a vacuum. It exists at the intersection of Korean idol culture, which prioritizes group harmony, and Western pop economics, which rewards individual star power above all else. Arirang is where those two worlds collide, and collisions create pressure. Fans began recalling moments from past tours when Jungkook's stages drew the loudest reactions, trended fastest, and generated the most post-concert clips. Back then, it felt natural, even charming. Jungkook was the youngest, the all-rounder, the golden one. But now, after his solo era proved he could dominate charts, stages, and streaming platforms on his own, those same reactions feel heavier,